Hello LPKPs, Little Pod Kutti Paanai channel members, viewers and subscribers, very good day to you all. So once again, I am really happy to meet you all. This time, once again, with a very genuine review about MBBS admission in Kyrgyzstan, we are going to focus on one particular private university, a very famous decorated university in Kyrgyzstan. They promise that they are giving a home-like feel to the foreign students. They assure that they will be giving ECFMGE or maybe NEXT coaching right from the first year. We also have several agents, brokers, contractors, fifth year or maybe sixth year MBBS students who are hunting for MBBS admissions. So in this video, we'll try to compare the actual fees what you will pay directly to the university versus the money what you will pay through the agent or maybe the contractor or maybe a broker. We'll also try to find out the quality of education in this particular university and whether the education is really worth the money what you are spending to this university every year. So without wasting much of our time, let's get things started. So this is the university we are discussing about. So we have searched for this particular university name in the Google. We have got the relevant search result. So right side you can find that this particular university has achieved a trust score of 4.2 star out of 5 star out of 561 Google reviews. If you try to go through these Google reviews, of course in the positive star rating everybody would have praised this particular university. We'll go through the lowest rating, and here one particular person has mentioned about 3 years ago that this particular college is good for studying MBBS, but the management, the hostel facility is not very good. Also, the hostel management is not good. The college management is not student friendly. And there are no Wi-Fi facility being available. Please understand that this review was being posted 3 years ago. I'm sure that they would have rectified their mistakes in the current year. Another one particular person has mentioned 2 years back that the classrooms do not have a smart screens. Also, they do not have microphone to record the answers. And 2 years back, one particular person has mentioned that there are no studies, only fees. Please do not join this particular college. So this is what this person has mentioned. Please understand that we do not have negative recent reviews being mentioned. So you can understand that it is a private university and not a public university in Bishkek in Kyrgyzstan. So let us go ahead with the Kyrgyzstan domain website. So in the home page, you will be finding one video about people graduating, listening the classes. Okay. Also, they are showing like they are having a home-like feel. Okay. Also, they are involved in studies, research, games as well. Okay, so down if you try to scroll over, there are more photos rather than actions. So if you see, there are more photos. For example, the particular delegation has visited Pune, India, has visited Kochi, India, in Srinagar, Kashmir. So I can see that this particular university is more targeting foreign students, especially Indian students. Of course, it's a foreign university, which means that they should target foreign admissions also. Even if you try to browse over their programs, you can see more of the Indian photos being available apart from their local nationality photos. You can also find the rector information being mentioned. So let me tell you that there are more sections in this particular website. If you try to click over, we are not being redirected to the exact section. For example, if we try to go through international staff, it is inactive. Similarly, there are many sections which are inactive. Okay, so here they have maintained some memberships, collaborations. We can find more of their national collaborations. With regards to international collaborations, it is mostly India. About the food and accommodation, they have mentioned that they are giving a home-like feel to the Indian as well as Pakistani students. So vegetarian as well as non-vegetarian dishes are available. Of course, there are some shared toilets, bathrooms, with continuous hot water as well as cold water supply. Wi-Fi is available here. So the rental prices for these apartments vary approximately like $200 per month. About the passport and visa, they have mentioned that the students will be given S-type visa if needed. Maybe if the student is a married person, their dependent will be getting F visa. and they will not be allowed to work in any particular place, but their children can study in any particular primary or maybe secondary school. Please understand that only the international faculty are given working visa or maybe W1 visa. So please note that the management will take care of your visa as well as registration process. Before that, they will be reviewing your diploma certificates, specifically your school certificates. Then they will be giving you the invitation letter, after which they will be collecting the money to process for your visa and registration. So once you enter Kyrgyzstan, please contact the international department directly to change your temporary visa to your 1-year visa and immediately apply for your registration or maybe police registration. Maybe for the first time they will be giving you a temporary visa, after which every year you will be given with 1-year visa. So please remember to keep your passport copy, your visa copy and your registration copy in your mobile phone as well as in the laptop. Remember that you are a foreign person, which means that you will be asked with these 3 details every time. When you browse through their clinics, of course they have given some information, okay, but their technical details are actually missing over here. If you browse through their accreditation certificates, most of them are nationally ranked, while there are very few international certificates, especially the Eurasian certificate. Please understand that this particular university has established collaboration with the Vedanta group, and here in the contact section we can see Dean's office, academic affairs department, HR department, student affairs, international affairs. Every detail has been mentioned, including the email ID as well as telephone number. So you can contact them through telephone number. So the telephone number should be available in Telegram as well as WhatsApp, preferably, most preferably in Telegram. We can understand that this university website is pretty much decorated, but we can find very less information in the website. Let us go ahead with another one particular website. Okay, so this is actually a website which is developed by the agent or maybe contractor. We can find mostly the foreign nationality photos, okay. But here if you try to scroll over, we can find testimonials of Indian students alone. And we can find gallery proofs associated with Indian, most probably Indian, as well as little Pakistani students. Please understand that their address is centered around West Bengal, India. The email ID is mentioned. The telephone number is mentioned. It's an Indian number. They have mentioned that they are giving more assurance for the visa. Of course, everybody gives assurance for visa as well as registration. If you directly approach the university, they will take care of the visa and registration process. If you browse through the contact us section, the same details have been mentioned over here. If you browse through the accreditation information in the Google, okay, we can understand that this university is accredited and recognized by WFME, okay, WHO. Of course, it is recognized by NMC. So it holds accreditation from several international organizations, including the accreditation of educational institutions and programs, SAPA to BILIM. Browsing about the fee details about this particular university, okay, so here Google has given this particular answer from different agents or maybe contractors that the 6-year fee is around like $33,000, which is pretty much higher when compared to the other institutes or maybe international universities in Kyrgyzstan. So let us go through the agent websites one by one. Okay, so for example, this particular agent website charges $6,000 per year, and they have mentioned it is NMC as well as WHO approved. Another one particular website, the very famous agent website, has charged $8,000, which is pretty much higher only for the first year. Okay, and remaining years it is $6,000. We also have another one particular website where they are charging $5,000 per year, and they are directing to the Kyrgyzstan domain website and not any other private agent website. In another one particular website, they have showcased about their particular videos alone. Okay, so here they have mentioned generally when you try to compare with the other universities, this particular university is charging $5,500 per year. The same fee is being charged by another one particular website. It is $5,500 per year. This particular website has mentioned very low cost, the split up of cost. Okay, for example, tuition fee is $2,300. For contract and registration, it is $400. Okay, that is actually little higher. Okay, invitation management charges, I really don't know why they are collecting this charge. Okay, e-visa fee. So if they are collecting for visa and registration, why $200? We really don't know. Okay, and for extension again $200. Hostel and mess fee, it is $1,000. Please understand that if you are going to go for your self cooking, okay, and if you try to take a apartment just nearby the university, you might end up spending $200 till $250, and this charge of $1,000 is no way near this particular amount. Hostel security is $50. We really don't know why they are charging so. Okay, so totally $5,450, and remaining years they are charging around like $3,300. So in this particular website they have given the charges overall with regards to MBBS in Kyrgyzstan. Okay, so it is actually minimum of $3,500 till $5,000, and living cost is actually $100 till $150. It is actually wrong. So maybe it might account to $200 till $250. Please understand that NMC is not giving approval or maybe recognition to any foreign university provided the student should have cleared the ECFMG or maybe the NEXT exam. So let me tell you the ground truth and reality about this particular university. Even though it is a highly decorated university, we cannot find technical details being mentioned in this particular website. Also, the quality of education is relatively low. They assure that they are giving coaching for the ECFMG or maybe NEXT exam right from the first year, but in reality they are giving only Google translated materials, specifically PDF or maybe PPT. Of course, we have some Indian as well as Pakistani teachers. There are some foreign nationality teachers, but please understand that the medium of teaching is not fully English as claimed by the agents or maybe contractors. Of course, there are some micro groups for teaching English speaking students with English language. These teaching materials are focused only towards lecture as well as analysis with less practice. With medically advanced countries like India, you have more of lecture as well as practice, which you cannot find it over here. Please understand that it is a private university and not a government owned university. If you try to go through an agent or maybe a contractor, you might end up spending between $5,500 till $6,000 every year. Maybe for the remaining years you might end up spending $3,500, because an agent or maybe contractor is most bothered about the admissions, specifically about the first year, and they are least bothered about the second year till sixth year. Whereas if you directly approach this particular university through the international affairs or maybe academic affairs department or maybe HR department, if you try to bargain, you might end up spending between $3,000 till $3,500. Please understand that the university fee is relatively higher when compared to the other universities in Kyrgyzstan. And remaining years, you might end up spending between $2,500 till $2,600 from the second year till the sixth year. So you can do a mental calculation about how much money you are actually saving if you are directly approaching this particular university for MBBS admission. While NEET score is mandatory for this particular university, but they are just checking whether you have a NEET score or not. If your NEET score is relatively low, you want to study in an abroad university, you do not bother about the quality of education, you do not bother about their practical lessons, and you think that you can prepare on your own from your Indian or maybe Pakistani student materials for your ECFMG or maybe NEXT exam, then you can choose this particular university. But before taking admission, please go through the Indian advisory to students studying in Kyrgyzstan for taking MBBS admissions. This information is not only for the Indian students but also for the foreign students as well, so that foreign students will take a reference about what exactly you should be prepared about when you take MBBS admission in universities like this. So I am sure you would have benefited a lot out of this useful awareness video. Not all universities in Kyrgyzstan are providing low quality of education. If you want to really go through reasonable quality universities in Kyrgyzstan for MBBS admission, please go through our playlist Study Abroad Without Any. So see you then in another interesting, genuine review of studying abroad without an agent. Till then, be safe, be healthy.